Hi, welcome back to. I'm sorry, we were talking silly here just before the camera became live. Hi, welcome back to Tales from the Road. I'm Dave Dufour. This is Dr. Jill Windy here at RV Newsnet on rvnn.tv, and we're having too much fun talking about plants that poison your pet.
That's right.
The 3P, triple P.
Actually, you're just having more fun talking about the ichometer. But
Plant poisoning pets.
That's right.
There we go. We're having fun with that little alliteration. Anyway, yeah, we're talking about plants that you may encounter both at home and on the road, and that you really need to watch out for. And it really helps to learn to identify these things to kind of keep your animal.
Absolutely.
So, like, sometimes maybe like getting yourself that, dragging out of your old summer camp backpack,
Get the plant guide,
plant guide, because they haven't changed much, believe me.
No, not much.
And so you can find those things and get better at identifying them. It's a good idea anyway. So.
Yeah, and there are so many things that look alike. You need to be really, really sure what you got. So yeah, a lot of things look very similar. They're very different.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, that brings up another point. If you have, if you suspect something and your animal's showing some symptoms, when you come into the vet, kind of a good idea, maybe cut a little of that plant off and bring it with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because if you don't know what it is, the veterinarian probably knows if she's got this much toxicology notes from the University of Illinois, right?
That's right. She can at least go look it up.
She can at least go look it up, right? That's true. Okay, so what's next? Now we're moving into some of the more dangerous things that you really are more worrisome if your animal, the bad news plants, right?
Yeah.
So what's first here?
Well, I sort of took a couple of the heavy hitters, kind of picked a body system and went that direction. So the first one we're going to talk about are the lilies. So these are going to be the Easter lilies, the day lilies, all these guys. This is a beautiful, wonderful plant, very, very common, especially this time of year. And it is very good at killing cat kidneys.
Wow.
So yeah, so usually going to start with some pretty intense vomiting and diarrhea stuff. And usually a couple of days after ingesting this, we're going to be in full-on kidney failure.
Wow. And then that is that a no coming back kind of kidney failure?
It can be. It can be. Yeah, there's a really high mortality rate once we get to the kidney failure stage. Now the good news is that if we can start treating this pet before they get into kidney failure, there's a really good response rate. So it's all about quick action. So
what's the poison that's in there? I mean, what is
they
it like
kill it attacks it actually attacks the nephrons themselves in the kidneys. And basically I would really encourage people, even if you're really not sure if they ate it or not, if you saw them up around it or saw them kind of chewing or nosing through it, get them in, because there's just, like I said, there's just not much coming back once they get to the kidney failure stage.
Now, is there a quick test for it, like if they're not showing symptoms, but you think maybe they ate some?
There's not like a lily test. What they will probably do is start out with some baseline blood work to see if there are any changes in the kidneys yet.
Yes.
Because, you don't get from 0 to 60 without going through 1 through 59.
Right.
So they may see some early mild elevations or maybe check some urine. And they're going to probably start just treating
Just want to observe then on a more constant basis than maybe you can at home even. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Right.
All right.
So yeah. So that's
lilies. Watch them.
That's the bad one.
Okay.
So we talked about things that kill kidneys. Aloe is a cousin of the lilies, and certainly not as alarming as the lilies themselves. But the old medicine plant is fantastic for burns and skin things and all that good stuff. Not so much eating.
Don't eat that sucker.
Don't eat that thing.
Yeah, we hear about this is a wonderful healing plant,
a
wonderful gift of nature and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. The next sort of organ group that we'll talk about are the foxglove flowers. And I think we just had, there it is. Just had a picture come up on that. There's lots of different variations of these. Basically, they're very tubular flowers, and they have what look like freckles inside them. And this is where digitalis comes from.
Well, heart medication.
Right. So this is a source for digitalis. So we use it to treat hearts and arrhythmias and that kind of thing. It causes cardiac arrhythmias, which is what causes the death. This is actually a very common poison in the Middle Ages.
Really?
Yeah, except for, that old king who was actually in congestive heart failure, and then you gave him and he got better.
Okay.
But yeah, very
It's
common
funny
poison
how
in medieval
medicines
times.
sometimes work. In the right amounts and at the right times, they're fine, but otherwise not so great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll
Yeah.
never forget our pharmacology teacher back in veterinary school would say the only difference between a medication and a poison is dose.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
so that's, and this is a really good example of that one.
All right. And now again, is this something that is? Do you see a lot of like foxglove in your clinic during the summer and spring
Not
months?
a ton. It's one that is sort of a moderately popular gardening plant, flower garden plant. But there are wild foxgloves that grow.
Okay.
And so if you're out and about and you see those and the dogs are ripping through the woods or whatever, you want to be careful of it. The next one that we're going to talk about is going to be the castor beans. And there are a couple of different, so you see we've got the plants and the flower, and then these are the beans down in the lower right-hand corner there. This one is going to also does some neurologic things and also attacks the kidneys too. This is really fast. This is going to be somewhere between 12 to 48 hours after you eat it. We're going to have a really serious problem. And this is also one of our more common, not more common, one of our not uncommon child poisonings as well, because they eat the beans.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they're really speckly and they're pretty looking.
Yeah, pretty. So pop
little boys
they look
and
like
girls,
yeah, I
put everything in the mouth.
I've seen some jelly bellies that look just about like that. And
Yeah,
that's probably,
so you have to be careful. So these are going to be typically be pretty irritating once they hit the mouth, but they will cause kidney failure and convulsions and stuff like that as well. So definitely don't want to mess with those guys.
All right. Okay. Next one is.
The last one that we're going to talk about today are going to be the sago palms. And we see a few of these in this area, not a ton, but certainly as you're traveling across the country, you will run into this guy. This one is really bad for the liver. So we've talked about kidneys and central nervous systems and hearts and livers. So we'll get, as it causes liver failure, it will cause you to lose your ability to clot your blood, because the liver is really important as part of that whole process with the vitamin K. So we'll get bleeding out. And so that may be through urine or stool or bruising or out the nose or in the gums. You see those little pinpoint bruises in the gums.
Did you say that this is fairly quick?
It takes a little bit of time to get through to that stage.
Okay.
But so all the things that we see with liver failure, so the jaundice where we got the yellow, white to the eyes, and that kind of thing.
It's a liver failure,
right? Because we got a liver failure thing going there.
Yeah. So be careful about all of these. And again, if you see these symptoms, get your cat or dog into the veterinarian.
That's
and if you're on the road, find a veterinarian close by.
That's
and it's really important that you do that. So I do have one. This is a pressing question.
Okay.
Can my cats OD on catnip?
Yeah.
They can?
Well, sure, because they can actually get
you just said it's like dosage
so
is the
squirrely.
difference.
Yeah, dose is everything. Yeah, so especially, catnip affects cats, kind of variably.
Right.
So I'd say especially for a cat that's very sensitive to it, you can
Yeah,
hurt some things
I just wondered, if you got a real cheap drunk
right.
cat, you probably there's a problem there.
Probably wouldn't take them on an all-night binge.
Yeah, there you go. Just a little is just plenty. But I never quite understood catnip anyway, but the cats like it. So, and I've also, now the other thing too is that we do hear, in fact, there are even companies that sell this kind of grow your own, like, it's essentially grass
stuff.
The greens that cats can. It's okay for cats to eat. Cats are particularly like to do this, I guess. But now, is that okay, or is that something you have to kind of be a little bit look askance at it as well?
Most of those are okay because they're just going to be domesticated, ornamental grasses, that kind of stuff. So they're not going to be getting into more of the toxic things, and it's more of like an indoor environment enrichmen. So
all right.
Yeah. Again, as long as they're not mowing, so they're all right. Yeah.
It's a thought.
Yeah.
If I get my cat to mow the yard, I'd be happy about that.
That's
okay,
right.
we're going to be right back after the break. We're going to talk a little bit more about poisons, especially plants that you might encounter, and what you can do if you think you have a problem. So stay with us here on Tales from the Road. Today's show is brought to you by Angie's List, where you'll find thousands of unbiased reports and reviews about service companies in your area. Whether you're looking for a roofer, plumber, house cleaner, dentist, or even a doctor, Angie's List members share their experiences with each other so that you can choose the service company that's right for your job. Companies can't pay to be on Angie's List, and the reviews come from people just like you who have had experience with the companies mentioned. To find out more, go to rvnn.tv and click on the Angie's List ad.